Kate Taylor is a retail correspondent over at Insider, and she joins us now to discuss everything about this big union vote. Kate, good morning. Good to have you here. So just how significant is this vote for Amazon and the labor movement here in this country?
So experts who I spoke with called this what could be the most important union vote we've seen in decades. For Amazon, if this one warehouse is able to unionize, that can have a domino effect through the company, and it can also have a domino effect across the country in terms of other workers kind of looking into unionizing themselves.
Yeah, we know Amazon has come out saying, listen, we're paying these employees $15 an hour. We're giving them health care benefits. These are things that you traditionally would not see for low-wage jobs traditionally. Why has Amazon been so vehemently opposed to these unions? And if this vote passes, what happens, I guess?
I think that that's been really interesting, and I've been asking pretty much everyone who I've talked to, why is Amazon opposing this so much? Unions are seen as one of the best ways for workers to organize and kind of ask for more money, ask for better benefits across the spectrum. So ultimately, Amazon's worried about it impacting their bottom line, and they're worried about kind of their independence. As a tech company, especially, there's this natural pushback kind of about wanting to preserve autonomy, preserve independence. And I think that that also plays a role in Amazon kind of wanting the freedom to do whatever it thinks is best in terms of how it makes these decisions and not have a union interfering with kind of their strategies around that.
Kate, Amazon has been able to squash union efforts in the past. If this one in Alabama succeeds, is there an expectation of almost a domino effect at this point? And would that almost embolden other unions to, or other people to start unionizing at other Amazon facilities across the country as a result?
Definitely. I think that there is a strong expectation that if this succeeds, there is a high likelihood that other groups will begin unionizing other warehouses. I know that there was a report in the Washington Post that I think 1,000 Amazon workers reached out already to talk about unionizing their warehouses. Even drivers are kind of looking into if this could impact them, if they could kind of organize in their own way. So I think that it's something that it definitely will impact not just the around 6,000 workers at this one warehouse, but it could impact Amazon workers across the US and around the world even.
Kate, the other thing that's interesting is almost we've seen this return of unionization here in this country. Unions were huge, between the 60s and maybe early 2000s, but then for the last 20 years or so, we've seen a gradual sort of chip away of union efforts in this country. Joe Biden came out even recording a video for these Amazon union workers. Do we see basically a big rebound in people wanting to join a union now?
I think that we've seen the pendulum really swinging towards declining union membership for so long. We're going to start seeing that pendulum swing back in the other direction. Even if this vote fails, experts who I spoke with said that kind of the fact that this is so high profile, the fact that so many people are discussing this, it's very likely that we could start seeing kind of an increase in union membership. We have high profile politicians who are kind of backing this. And I think that just all the press that it's getting is kind of significant in getting people discussing this and kind of returning to what is more of a traditional level if we look back a couple of decades.
Yeah, and on top of that, as I mentioned, Joe Biden endorsing this union effort he's basically, and Bernie Sanders has even come out saying he's the most pro-union president we've seen in decades. Does that play a role in all of this, Kate?
I think it's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out. I think that Biden has an opportunity that I'm sure a lot of people on the left would love for him to embrace as a really pro-union, pro-labor president. He certainly has the history there. It's interesting because there is overlap where there are people who were in the Obama White House who are now on the PR team for Amazon. So there's a lot of interesting how kind of big tech and the White House are going to be interacting on this. But I think that Biden, if he wants to make a big stand as a big pro-union progressive president, he has a golden opportunity here where we're kind of seeing the nation is ripe for big unionization efforts. And if Biden throws his support behind them, there's a good chance that they could succeed.
All right, Kate Taylor is a retail correspondent over at Insider. Thanks for coming on this morning, Kate. Really appreciate your insights.